Alright guys, it's my Glasgow here, bringing you a OU Showdown live with a team that I built pretty much by myself. Oh, I'm so triggered. I spelled Fonium wrong. Fine. But pretty much. Wait, why is there an extra I in it? I don't know. Anyways, this team's pretty much built around the fact that Flying Z KOKO can bring a tangrowth and Mega Venusaur down to I believe it does about 66 to 80% on Mega Venusaur, depending on its defensive spread, as well as OKO's AV Tyranitar after rocks. So the set is to pretty much use this to bring it down, Landers to set up rocks, AV Magearna to take hits from a lot of the threats like Greninja, Latios, and stuff like that. Toxapex to set up toxic spikes to annoy the team, as well as Haze on annoying physical attacking threats. Mega Aerodactyl to handle things like use Stone Edge on something like Volcarona. This is the hand of Volcarona. Ice Fang to deal with Lando, as well as Iron Head was to deal with Aurora Veil, but I'm not really feeling the Aurora Veil pressure anymore, and I feel like running Fire Blast to handle Mega Caesar would be better, and just other things. So we'll fix that up a bit, and then we're Zygarde weakness policy, Dragon Dance plus Coil, as well as 1,000 errors in extreme speed. Once the big grass types are mainly annoying grass types go down, the Zygarde can sweep. And what in the world is this? I think you picked the wrong tier. We got Mono Rock though, which Mega Aerodactyl had Earthquake right now, but Magearna should be able to sweep Flash Cannon, and I kind of just want to lead with it, but we'll lead KOKO to get up the terrain, as well as to be able to hit that thing with the Wild Charge. I expect this thing to maybe be the lead. I apologize if this is the first game that we end up having to play. I kind of want to get 2 going. I think it's because I don't have any points. Yeah, I just have full potential games. So I do apologize for this being how the way we're gonna start the live. I'm gonna go hard in the Zygarde, just Dragon Dance up and win the game. There we go, Zygarde, he goes for Earthquake. Yeah, okay, good. So that thing just won. I'm gonna play around with Aerodactyl's 4th moves because I don't. Okay, what is this? Alright. Hopefully we can get these games over and done with real quick, because I don't want to be on here too long, especially against teams that aren't even OU. Because I want to see how this team actually handles it against the Venusaur Tangrowth, the more of a bulky team. Zygarde maybe could be. I don't know. We have weakness policy as our item. Against Klefki, I just wild charge this thing, to be honest. You're wrong, my friend. I'm physical. We're gonna U-turn out though and go into Lando and set up Stealth Rocks. I'm not really worried about if you want to Magnet Rise to ignore Earthquakes. Can't Thunder Wave a ground type, and I want to Smackdown, predicting the Charizard to come out, but no. Okay, good. And he forfeits too. So, nope. Let's get out of here. I do apologize again for that. Those being the 2 matches. Hopefully, we're in the 1100s now. Okay, what is it? Okay, we do see the Mega Venusaur. So we'll just leave this. Set up rocks. That'll kill these 3. Shell Smash Sweeper should be fine. We have extreme speed in the back. If you want to set up your own rocks, that's fine. Or just click HP Ice. Your Scarf though. I know that for sure. This lets me HP Ice. Oh wow, that does a lot of damage. You Smackdown. Oh, he's not even Scarf. So Okay, so he ends up weakening our Landorus, but I'm not too worried about that. He knows my entire set. Cloyster comes out. We'll click Earthquake. Wow, it does nothing. He shell smashes up. Should I be scared or should I not? That's the question. I'm gonna be mad if I lose this too. Icicle Spear does knock us out. We're going to Toxapex as we should be able to eat any hit, and we'll click Haze. Yeah, we do eat that. We'll Scald. Nothing can really come in on this. Venusaur dies to the Flying MZ KOKO after 2 turns of rocks. We'll recover up here, as this should only do a little bit of damage. Sorry that I keep skipping turns. I just want to get these matches over and done with since they are low ladder kind of things. Goes on to Venusaur. We'll set up talk. We don't really need talk this place to be honest. We'll just Scald, I guess. He does. Okay, so he goes for the sleep pattern. I don't really care about that to be honest. We already have HP Fire on Magearna, so maybe Fire Blast on Aerodactyl was not really that important. I could put Flying Stab on it, but it's not really. I think I'm just gonna run Earthquake. Although we already have 1,000 arrows on Zygarde, Earthquake lets us handle Heatran, I guess. I honestly have no idea what to put for this last move. I could run Hone Claws. Cause I'll do that for now. Okay, so he's just gonna Leech Seed. We'll go on to Magearna. Because he's not able to beat us with this thing at all. We'll Ice Beam. Should do a fair chunk. And then we'll Volt Switch. And that should put him in range. Okay, so you're going to Sleep Powder. Sleep Claws mod activates. I think you're in range of the Brave Bird from the Supersonic Sky Strike from KOKO. Let's see how much damage this actually does. Because this should knock out. And it does. So that lets that happen. Shedinja cannot come in. Shedinja cannot come in. Nose Pass dies to a. Yep, everything else dies because we have rocks. Nice. So that shows you that KOKO can actually handle grass types. Well, more bulky grass types. More to be specific. This team is not even that hard to beat, to be honest. It has very low threatening types as long as I don't let this Mega Alakazam here have HP Ice. That's very interesting. Alright, well, we're gonna go out to Magearna. And we'll click Volt Switch. Doesn't have a ground type on his team. Goes out to Vaporeon to take the Volt Switch. Gonna go out to KOKO, click Wild Charge. Nothing on his team really takes a Wild Charge fairly well. Sceptile. Nah, I kind of want to click Supersonic Sky Strike on whatever wants to come in on this. I'm gonna do it. I want him to go hard Sceptile. Okay, so he stays in. Will this knock out though? No. And he tosses up a Wish. Okay, so he takes that. We know Wild Charge should be able to knock him out if Supersonic Sky Strike did that much. I kind of wanted him to go out into Sceptile. Okay, so he gives me his Vaporeon. Clearly he does not like switching. You know, we're going to get another game in here. Just wanted to ladder up really quickly. This team's fair enough to play against. Infernape comes out. We'll Brave Bird this. Should be able to knock out. Even if you fake out, it just shows your Life Orb but not Scarf. Makes me less of stuff to have to worry about. We can Roost in front of Hawlucha, I guess. Although I would like to just hit that thing with a Wild Charge and be done with it. We'll eat KOKO against this guy. Click U-turn and go out into Toxapex. Should I Roost in front of the Sceptile? I feel like that's a better play, but we'll. Oh, he's Mega Sceptile. Although he's not faster than us, so we'll go out to Magearna. Focus Blast was never the play against that. We'll Ice Beam and just win with Magearna now. We'll go out to Toxapex and click Haze. Almost click Recover, which would have been horrible. I mean, actually not really, because Rock Blast is still always going to do 50%, so even if we could Recover stall him, but I feel like it's just better just to Haze it away. What item is my question, because he's the Shell Smashing set without White Herb. And I'm going to go find another one, as we still haven't even got past, what, 1100? We do see the Volcarona. That's kind of threatening. We did hit 1100, but we're still not facing that. I guess for Icicle Spear, which is always going to be resisted, we're just going to have 2 Toxic Spikes. The question is that... obviously we can deal with this thing fairly fine with this, but it's just how long do we want to deal with it. We'll lead KOKO against him, as this is a huge threat. I wonder if Supersonic Side Strike just knocks out. No, we'll try it, as I expect him just to Quiver Dance in front of us. This is a very crucial defogger, as rocks are kind of annoying to this team. But he goes hard into Clefable, so this is gonna hurt. Actually, does not even do that much, but Electric Terrain boosted Wild Charge is not able to knock out, and he tosses up a Wish. We'll Roost on his Protect, and just U-turn out here into Toxapex, and that should give us Toxic Spikes up. He forfeits, goes in there. We'll set up another one. Magearna can come out, and I'm completely fine with that. He shift gears up, not too worried though. He starts Calm Minding, and now I'm kind of threatened by it. Oh wait, I'm stupid, I have Haze. Goodbye. I always forget I have Haze, and that's so annoying, because I could easily win some of these matchups if I just click Haze. Thunderbolt's gonna get kind of annoying. We'll go out into our own Magearna to kind of take hits from this thing. He gets the Para, which is kind of annoying, but we should be fine with it. We'll lead KOKO against him. If he leads Lele, he's slower, so we can just U-turn out on him. And go into Magearna, who's able to handle him fairly well. He goes out into Volcarona, eats his Lumberry. I'm pretty sure Mega Aerodactyl still outspeeds him at +1. As he goes for the Quiver Dance. Drain does nothing to us. That actually lands and we're good. We can U-turn out on him, go out into Magearna. See what's just Psychic. We can Flash Cannon. Volt Switch out on this. Ice Beam that. Magearna has a very good matchup against this. HP Ice does nothing, or HP Fire does nothing to us because we are EV. We get rid of one of the biggest threats to his team. I don't feel like risking it. Let's go for the Earthquake. So that's free rocks for us, or at least as free as they're gonna get. We'll go out into Toxapex, as we don't have much to touch him with on our Aerodactyl. If you want to start Calm Minding up, we haze you away, or at least attempt to haze you away. Magearna should be able to take this Thunderbolt, as well as fire off a Flash Cannon if we don't get paralyzed. Doesn't do enough damage, but he's not shift geared up, so Landorus is able to knock it out with Earthquake, because we are always faster. Goodbye, Magearna, and I believe we are able to win the game now that Magearna's gone, because Magearna and Volcarona were the only threats on his team. I kind of just want to get up rocks, as I expect him to fake out. Yep. And now we can go out and Toxapex on maybe an Ice Punch or a High Jump Kick. Just goes for return, which hits a crit unfortunately on us. Ends up Power Punching, which is unable to knock us out. And we do get the recover off. Goes for return. Still does not knock us out without a crit. And we are able to recover stall him up here. There we go. Toxapex has easily just walled him. Fortunately, we did not get all the healing we want, but We can smack down an Earthquake to Skarmory, as he does not have the terrain from Skarmory, or the terrain from Tapu Bulu to ignore this Earthquake. If he wants to go out into Tapu Bulu, it's fine. Earthquake is actually not even able to knock him out. He cannot restall me. Here we can go into... Oh, excuse me there. The Side Shock's pretty threatening, but we are faster on our KOKO. I'm going to U-turn out though. I'm pretty sure he's not scarfed. And if he is scarfed, it's really bad for us. Goes out into Gastrodon, which is not able to take this Earthquake at all. By Gastrodon. His play was always Tapu Bulu, but it's fine. He shows he's not scarfed. We can go out into Toxapex. If he wants to Side Shock us, it's fine. Wild Charge should be able to knock out now. Goodbye. Wild Charge knocks out Keldeo. Clefable is... Is he unaware or not? He's hurt by the poison, so he's unaware. Earthquake. He just decides to Moonblast instead of Wish Protecting. It's fine by me though. We click Earthquake, knock him out. If Keldeo is not scarfed, he has to land all these Hydro Pumps now. Depending on if he's scarfed or not is the question. If he's scarfed, he has a chance to win. If he's not... Oh, I just clicked Rocks again, but I guess it doesn't matter as he just clicks Ice Punch and knocks us out. We'll go Toxapex, as we know that counters Mega Lopunny. Skarmory can come out and take a huge Scald. He just forfeits right away, and that's fine by me. Goes out into Tapu Bulu on that Scald, which is really scary for him as he could potentially get burnt here. Does not though. We're gonna Scald, as Woodhammer does a fair chunk to us. If we get a burn, we can live another one. I never get a burn on Scald. That's crazy. We'll go out into Magearna, as we don't really need Magearna for anything, as it does not outspeed any of the members on this team outside of Skarmory, although we have Tapu Koko who can handle it, I guess. We can sack Mega Aerodactyl, but although it has Ice Fang, that could knock out Garchomp. So we'll just give him Magearna, unless Woodhammer does not even knock out, but it hits a crit. And is able to knock him out. Not sure how much the crit matters. I'm going to go to Tapu Koko here and click Supersonic Side Strike on this Tapu Bulu. If he wants to give me Lopunny or something. Okay, so he's not ready for the Supersonic Side Strike as it is not an actual set. Hopefully, with me using it, it can get picked up or something. Maybe someone can use it in more of an effective team, as I'm still new to team building. But I do love my Toxapex and Mega Aerodactyl, so I want to use them and kind of build around that. We are going to get an Ice Fang off on the Skarmory. Hits a crit, so it puts him in range of a Stone Edge. Unless we actually have to land a Stone Edge, I guess. Well, Home Claw's up here. He defogs, which is fine by me. We'll Home Claw's up one more time. If we use his Toxic, that's fine. He uses actually the Iron Head set. Stone Head should knock out here. He's unable to, and he knocks us out with Iron Head. Kind of scary, I guess. I don't want Zygarde to get. I don't want Zygarde to get. What is it called? Oh my gosh, I'm losing my mind. Toxic. That's what I was thinking of. We'll Wild Charge here. If he makes the play out into Garchomp. I think losing Aerodactyl was never the play, but I wasn't ready for an Iron Head set. We'll sack our Toxapex in order to hopefully be able to sweep with Zygarde. We'll coil up once. He does go for the Earthquake. I apologize again there. I think we need to Dragon Dance up once. If he has Outrage, we're screwed. If he has Dragon Claw, we should be able to live it. Dragon Dance should put us faster than this Garchomp. I think we need one coil to live a Lopunny Ice. We need a coil. There, okay, so the weakness policy activates. The question is can this extreme speed knock out Megalopony? He needs to fake us out here. That's his way of knocking us out. He gives me the Lopunny, and if this 1,000 arrows knocks out, he's Scarf Garchomp. So that wins automatically. Good game though. So Scarf Garchomp has ended up winning us, and if we would have had our Aerodactyl alive, we would have been able to knock it out, but it's fine. As we see, a very bulky team here. So our Tapu Koko could be able to end up putting in some work once we get rid of Venusaur, and this thing can definitely take away as long as Gren is down too. He's actually going to lead Gren. Does not appear to be Scarfed, although it still could be. He is shiny, so he's not Battle Bond. So maybe he's Scarf Protean. All I know is I'm going to U-turn straight away as he goes hard into Venusaur as if it's a counter. He's also already in range of our Supersonic Sky Strike. He can't really touch Lando here outside of putting it to sleep or leech seeding. I just want to get rocks up immediately, do threaten things like Marowak. He goes out into Mew, which I guess is fine. Will-O-Wisp doesn't bother Magearna as well as it doesn't really bother. I mean, it doesn't really bother me. Just Magearna here. If he defogged, it was fine for me too. I'm just going to take my Electric Terrain Volt Switch as he is faster. Does a solid chunk. And I think it's time to go out into KOKO. I'm not going to Brave Bird just yet. Or at least Wild Charge to potentially knock this out. I'm just going to U-turn and see how much that does as he shows that he's physically defensive. We're going to go back out into Magearna now. See what his plans are. Soft Boil is fine. We'll start Flash Cannon here. So he shows Will-O-Wisp, Defog, Soft Boil. The question is what else does he have? Psychic. So he can't really touch us at all. Because he's only doing 8%. So he shows max HP. Okay, and we get that freeze. So the freeze is what we were hoping for. As now we can Volt Switch out. Go out into... Okay, so he thaws straight away. Surprisingly enough. We'll go out into... The question is what do I have for him? I mean, I can go out to this, U-turn again. I kind of want a Cleric on this team. And maybe thinking about it, Aerodactyl doesn't do much for the team. Since Volcarona is still not that high in use right now since of the Dugtrio band. This burn is kind of annoying us though because we are slowly losing all of our HP. Him being faster is annoying too. Maybe we can get some Spidef drops. That freeze was kind of lucky, but we weren't able to do anything with it. I'm gonna find another game while we're at it. This team is very interesting. That Passimian, I've not seen that mon in forever. Yeah, I still believe that Rotom fan is Ubers. Alright, well, he leads Roserade. And I don't even want to second guess it, and I just want to click Supersonic Sky Strike. As he might just want to set up Toxic Spikes. And I'm completely okay with firing off this hit on Roserade. Let's see, how much does this do? Knocks him out. Perfect. So, he loses any set of, well, any chance of being able to Giga Drain up on Zygarde, annoying our Aerodactyl or Zygarde. He goes out into Heatran. I want to U-turn, find out what he is. We'll go on Toxapex. Is it maybe he could take some hits? No, he's just the rock set. We'll Toxic Spike up because I don't annoy Reuniclus if he is Regenerator. We'll Flash Cannon as he can just soft boil it up. There we go. We got the Spidef drop. This should be able to deal with the Mew. It goes out into Passimian. Not sure what he can do. Just U-turn out. That's fine. Goes out into Umbreon on us. We'll Volt Switch. Or attempt to Volt Switch on it. Goes out into Crawdaunt, who gets poisoned. We'll haze if he wants to SD. He ends up knocking us off. I wonder if the next knockoff knocks us out. Yeah, okay, so it does. We'll go out into KOKO and click U-turn. As this should be able to pick it off. He goes out into Flygon. And that gives us a free switch into Mega Aerodactyl to click Ice Fang. Goes out into Maracalola on our Volt switch. Gets his Lightning Rod. But Toxapex can switch in. So he goes straight for Earthquake and is able to one-shot us. So we'll go on to Zygarde, start clicking Coil. We have yet to knock out Venusaur, but it should be okay. Quick Ice Fang, this knocks this out. Stone it. Okay, he has Aqua Jet. That's annoying. Go on to KOKO again and click U-turn. Okay, so the question is what does his Venusaur want to do? Leech Seed should be fine. Once we get to like +6, that's a little too high though. We'll click Dragon Dance here. Hopefully he has HP Ice. 1,000 arrows. Does a solid chunk. He Giga Drains, and if he has Protect, that's annoying. Hopefully he doesn't have water. He doesn't have Water Shuriken on Great Ninja, as we're pretty sure it's shiny. Mew definitely cannot take an E-Speed. But I believe one of his mons has to have Protect, and I think that's the Umbreon. So we'll go out into KOKO here. I kind of want to leave the thing alive to knock out Marowak. We'll U-turn on this. We don't really have a use for the Supersonic Sky Strike, so we can use that on Mew. He goes out into Passimian, so we'll Coil. Shows the close combat. Still not doing anything to us, but I think it's just safe enough. Well, we can Coil again, I believe, because we outspeed his entire team. Close combat is not able to knock us out. And now we'll start clicking 1,000 arrows. Definitely seemed like banded damage. So we're able to U-turn there, go out into Magearna, I guess. He clicks Toxic, it's not that bad for us. We'll try to Volt Switch out here. He goes out into Crawdaunt, we can E-Speed that. Goodbye. Reuniclus should get knocked out to this 1,000 arrows. Yes, it does, and 1,000 arrows should pick away the Heatran. So there we go. I mean, it doesn't show... I mean, it just shows the power of Zygarde. I guess knocking out Roserade with a Supersonic Sky Strike made it put in work, I guess. I mean, not sure how much it really would have done to it. He's just going to toss up a Wish. U-turn only does 36, and this bulky team here is really starting to frustrate the style of my team. So we'll end up Dragon Dancing here. Unless he just plans on foul playing, yep, and that knocks us out. And I don't think we have anything to handle such a bulky team. Here's another bulky sort of team. The Mew is definitely something that's annoying. He leads Ferrothorn. Supersonic Sky Strike. That's such a mouthful to say. It's definitely not something I want to use against him. We're gonna go hard into Magearna, as he sets up a Leech Seed, but I just want to HP Fire this thing. It does a fair amount of damage, I guess. We'll Volt Switch here on a potential Feeny switch. Clefable, I guess that's fine. We'll Toxic Spike up. If he's Calm Mind, can't get really bad. Or he's Cosmic freaking Power. We have Haze though, so it's not the end of the world. So we'll go on to KOKO as I expect him to defog. And we'll make a hard switch into Magearna as I expect Ferrothorn to come out on the it goes Mew instead. I was expecting Ferrothorn to come out on the Wild Charge. So I'm gonna just Volt Switch on the Mew. I see Will-O-Wisp, that's fine by me. And then we'll U-turn on the Mew and go into something else. I think this could be a Ice Beam Mew with just enough speed to outspeed Lando. He could probably just recover though. No, I guess for Psychic. So he is Soft Boiled, Will-O-Wisp, Psychic, Ice Beam. Probably his last move. Without any, cause he's gonna... Okay, he's gonna Will-O-Wisp. We're just gonna try to Dragon Dance out of the Willow, to annoy us. If he has Ice Beam too, that could get really frustrating. Goes Cofagrigus. We'll Coil. Don't really know what this wants to go for. Hex. That's annoying. Very, very annoying at that. We'll Coil one more time as we should live the next Hex. Knocks off our weakness policy. That does nothing. What? Why did 1,000 arrows only do that much? I mean, sure, because we're burnt, but like, what? That's crazy. Okay, this team can obviously not handle stall teams, and I have not fought a lot of stall teams, but wow. Okay, this team should be fair enough to handle Chansey Violet Core here. Can be a little threatening. Brave Super Sky Strike works on this as well as Brave Birdie in general. Goes out into Ferrothorn, and that gives me the switch into Magearna. If he wants to leech seed, that's fine. Just goes for Stealth Rocks instead. HP Fire knocks out Ferrothorn. This should start letting us snowball some stats. Feeny comes out. We'll Flash Cannon this as he goes for Aqua Ring, which is interesting. We'll Flash Cannon up on this, get our stab boost. He should be scared of Flare Cannon, not go out into Sableye, which I'm surprised he hasn't Mega Evolved that yet. And I'm kind of thinking to get over to Aerodactyl for more of a special attacker. But I mean, I could get Mega Diancie in here if I still want the rock pressure. I might do that. Let me do that. That might be a better idea. Earth Power Gem. Power Gem, Moonblast, and we'll run Rock Polish. And I kind of just want to have like min speed, and it still lets me outspeed. Never mind. I wanted to get something on the HP stat of things, but it's fine. He Scalds Fiend, and we get rid of. Okay, so nice. We end up winning that against the stall team. He leads Infernape, and it kind of just wants me to drop a Supersonic Sky Strike turn 1. Okay, so he ends up. If we would have Supersonic Sky Strike, we would have knocked that thing out. But Scarf Infernape would have been a threat. We don't really need this thing for anything outside of the Pelipper, which we can kind of handle with Aerodactyl. I mean, Rain doesn't really do much for him anyway. And we'll just Mega Evolve into Stone Edge. Or at least we'll attempt to. He sets up the Tailwind. We'll find another one with the Mega Diancie now. Having 2 fairies on our team could kind of be a bad thing, but I like being able to have some sort of special pressure on the team. We'll click Stone Edge again as it does a solid amount. He ends up U-turning instead of just Scalding. Interesting play on his part, but I'm okay with it. Not okay with this though. I'm gonna go hard into Orlando because I don't want it to be scarfed. As he just does with Stealth Rocks. He's also toxic. I'm pretty sure HPI should do a good chunk here. Goes out into Dragonite, which we have Ice Fang for. He clicks Thunder, which is interesting. Gets the Para 2, Ice Fang. And he should be faster now. And he's able to knock us out with Thunder. I didn't want to make any aggressive plays there. Maybe he'll have Ice Beam, HPI, something. We can start sweeping with this immediately. Pelipper's weak enough. Bisharp gets knocked out to a +2. 1000. Okay, so he's setting that up so he could. I don't really know what he was trying to do there. He has Ice Beam, which is nice. So we get our weakness policy activated, and 1000 arrows. I want to extreme speed on his Sucker Punch. Nice. And we should be able to 1000 arrows. Nice. So we get those Sucker Punch predictions correct. Chansey comes out with 1000 arrows. This ends up going behind a substitute. Not sure what Chansey wants to do behind a substitute. If he just soft boils behind the sub, that's fine. We knock it out now. And this thing goes down to 1000 arrows plus Earthquake from Lando. Yep, so now Lando knocks it out with Earthquake. So that was really nice. We get the HP Ice on that as he Dragon Tails us out into DNC. We're just going to click the Moonblast, as there should be nothing else to worry about. This thing's also not a Moonblast resist, as that took a lot of damage. Really, a Zygarde? I mean, it's what the team's based around. You can't really hate somebody for what they. I could have been like, really a Chansey, but you wanted to play using a Chansey, so I'm gonna have to play around it. But okay. What do I have to switch into this? I mean, I can try Toxapex as a switch in, but I sure do know that it's not. Wood Hammer. That's banded. Wow. No, that's leftovers. What? Why did I do so much? Or no, never mind. He healed from Grassy Terrain. I'm stupid. We're gonna fire up a Supersonic Sky Strike here, as it should hit his entire team. Hopefully it's not Z Exarchitry with like Hypnosis, because that could be a huge threat to the team. Although I'm pretty sure DNC wins if it has a Rock Polish. And because we are Rock Polish, I'm gonna run max HP. 256 times 2 should outspeed a lot of things in the metagame. Putting us at 512 speed, which outspeeds KOKO, Scarf Lando. Trying to figure out what else it outspeeds. It outspeeds a fair enough things. We go for the Supersonic Sky Strike here. Does not knock out Garchomp, but we know that it's a utility set. So we'll U-turn out into Landorus. As Landorus kind of pressures most of the Mons on the team. He can easily goes out Taboo Boodle on this though. But that does give KOKO back in to click Brave Bird. So we'll find another one. I'm really liking how much work this Zygarde set's been able to put in. Oh, I see the Dusclops, which is a very interesting Pokemon. On top of two fairly defensive ghost types. Hopefully we're able to handle that. We'll lead KOKO as always. He leads Cofagrigus. I just want to U-turn out on this. I'm not too sure what it wants to do. He'll go out into Gyarados as we can smack that down. Or it smacks itself down. We'll try to Earthquake here, maybe if he wants to Dragon Dance up again. 287 times 1.5. 287 times 1.5 is 430. Pretty sure Magearna can live a hit. Well, you turn out in Cofagrigus, and that's definitely gonna be a threat. We're gonna go out and Toxapex. I expect him to set up Tox. Okay, he's Trick Room's turn 1, so he's probably Nasty Plot. Volt Switch there, able to knock that out. We'll go out into DNC. I think if we are, because we're modest, we can just set up another Toxic Spike. If Volt switches out on us, that's going to be able to get recovered over time, especially being able to regen up on Dusclops and Cofag. I kind of like having the flying typing on my team though, but we are faster than this. I want to calc though if this Moonblast is able to knock out, or what is able to knock this out really. Mega DNC, all out attacker set. against a Tapu Bulu. He's definitely banded. Moonblast is 67 at most. Nice, and that's not even a modest Moonblast. Destroys. He goes out to Victini, we are slower. This person goes out in Tapu Bulu. He has a Toxic Bulu. We should be able to go out into Lando to Intimidate. He goes out into Exercitry. We'll Earth Power here. Thunderbolt is not able to knock us out. This is not Specs, this is Modest. And we win that one too. He has the Horn Leeching set. So, and that shows Life Orb, not the... So he ends up being Life Orb and not banded, so that should be really good for us. I'm gonna go back out into Toxapex, because even Intimidated, it still did a lot to Orlando. Only does solid 32, but if he has the Wood Hammer, you should go for it here to knock us out. But then let's just go Yancey and click Moonblast to knock his Bulu back out. With Toxic Spikes up, it should be able to whittle away at his Dusclops and stuff. So that's okay. And he ends up missing his Zen Headbutt, which is super unfortunate. I guess I'll just Scald for damage. Or no, he's faster than us. Zen Headbutt should do a lot. Thinking about it, ends up just going Dusclops anyway. The thing is that I don't really know what he wants to go for. He might Will-O-Wisp. I kind of want to set up Stealth Rocks though, so I'm okay with this thing getting hurt, especially taking that kind of damage Nightshade is. Okay. If he Will-O-Wisps for Hex damage, I don't really know. Okay, he's just gonna set up Trick Room. I'm not sure what much Trick Room's. Trick Room Camera Up can be annoying, but with DNC out of Trick Room, it just easily sweeps his team. So we'll go back out into Toxapex as he goes hard into Conkeldurr. Wool Haze, just in case he's an SD or Bulk Up set. Unless he's Guts, and then... Oh, we're actually faster than under Trick Room. So we can fire off Scalds and recover fairly well. If he wants to knock us off, it's fine. And he actually gives me a Scald on his Camera Up. So that's a dead Camera Up, and he just lost his Wind Gun. Yep. So he realizes that, and we are able to win that game as well. I feel like we would be. Oh, what other game did we lose other than that one? Or we lost the stall game as well, but. Lead KOKO here as Mancine could be a possible lead, as well as you turning out on this. I want to see how much Supersonic. I cannot speak. Supersonic Sky Strike. It does to Brave Bird, Ferrothorn, Hazard Setter. Yeah, that only does about 48%. That's still a potential thing that we might need to do after getting U-turn damage racked up, as well as potential Brave Bird on it. We can easily roost in front of the Mancine. The only thing we have to worry about is Scalds. This thing's a huge threat to his team as well. Being able to Power Gem that. He leads his own KOKO. And I'm just going to U-turn out and go into Magearna. We hit a crit, and it does still do some good damage. We're going to go into Magearna. If he wants to HP Ice, predicting Lando, that's fine. Figure out that he's actually Life Orb, so we'll Volt Switch. We can also Ice Beam Zygarde. He ends up taunting us, which is fine. We are not going for game yet. As well as this gives us E-Speed on Zygarde. Offensive Dragon Dance. E-Speed is able to knock him out from here, so go for that, because it's fine by me. If he wants to go out into Magearna or something, we still have the 1,000 errors for all of them. And this Mon easily wins the game, barring how much damage this Metachamp through a team. Dancy does not outspeed it unless we get our... Yeah, Dancy does not outspeed it unless we get our rock polishes up. But this mon does give us Toxapex and Toxic Spikes, unless he defogs them away with Mancine. Mancine's a really cool mon, especially with its usage only being in, I believe, RU or UU now. It's UU now, but it's still really good mon in OU. Especially with all the new mons getting defog and stuff. I won't spoil them to you guys because I would hate if they were spoiled for me, but there's a lot of new mons getting defog, and we lose our AV, which is really unfortunate, but we are HB firing this thing. Thunderwave on it's not really that bad. That's annoying. We'll have to HP fire again. We still have Volt Switch for Mancine, Thunderwave, or he goes down to Mancine right now. We'll Volt Switch out on this thing if he wants to defog. But there's a lot of new mons getting defog as that is a potential move tutor. So that'll be interesting to see their usage go up. Doubles back out in a Ferrothorn as we are able just to Volt Switch out. We'll go Landorus and set up our Stealth Rocks. Because he can knock off our leftovers and that's fine. If he wants to Leech Seed, that's fine as well. And let's just go back out in the beginning. He can't Thunderwave us. We'll go back out in the beginning here if he wants to knock off. Yep, we've already lost our item. He ends up not giving us his Ferrothorn, and we'll Volt Switch out here. Although I do want to click Ice Beam. And he lives on 1, and that's really annoying. We'll Ice Beam again though. I don't want Zygarde coming in because that is still going to be a threat to our team. He does give us the Ferrothorn though. He could go to Mancine, and that would give me a nice Volt Switch on that guy. He could just go Metacham and take the poison on it. Or go his own Magearna, and I don't really have a switch into that. Oh, now I don't. I mean, I really didn't even have one before with Aerodactyl. So opposing Magearna is a huge threat, so especially if it's Shift Gear. We should be able to handle that. I apologize again for pausing out. We're gonna Ice Beam though if he decides to Dragon Dance up. If he sub, it could be scary too. He is toxic though, so we do have that on him. Okay, so he is just 1,000 arrows. Didn't really need Magearna for anything else as it died to spikes coming back in. I'll go out and do Lando and click HP Ice on this. He has leftover Zygarde. That does nothing to us. We do get smacked down, but it's okay. And HP Ice hits a crit and is able to knock out Zygarde. So our Landorus ends up taking less damage. We are always outspeed Magearna. We have seen... Okay, so Mancine comes out. And the first thing I'm going to do is go hard KOKO. And Wild Charge away. Flanium Z also works on the Metacham, which is what we're going to end up using it on. He ends up throwing off a Scald and does not get a burn on us, fortunately. We'll Wild Charge here as he gives me his Mancine, and we still live. After that, we can still live Spikes damage, I believe. He goes out to his own KOKO, who takes rocks plus that. I'm not going to risk this at all, and I'll even give him Toxapex as a sack. Or he goes for HP Ice, and it's not a sack because he goes down to Life Orb plus Toxic. So that's great. How do I beat this? Go out into Landorus immediately and hope that he's not Shift Gear. But is that the play? Because he could easily just click Ice Beam here. We'll go Landorus though. I can't have this thing be Shift Gear. It's Shift Gear. Oh no. Please be like nothing threatening. Be like min speed, so you're only at 242 speed right now. Something. be scared that I'm Scarf Landorus and can knock you out with an Earthquake and go into Metasham that dies to Earthquake, and then you don't have a speed boost because this thing just sweeps. No. This match is... No, I can't lose to this thing now. I've worked so hard on this like matchup. Being able to handle that Ferrothorn with our Magearna, and to lose to another Magearna. Oh no. We'll get another one set up though. Because this one's near to be over. You do see a Kartana, which is interesting. Type of KOKO is a solid lead. He does lead Landorus and is not faster than us, so we can U-turn on it, and he gives me a U-turn on Magearna, which is pretty nice. I'll actually go out into Landorus and click Earthquake immediately, as I do not want this. Okay, so he ends up going out to his own Lando. So we'll set up Stealth Rocks as he goes for HP Ice. Fine by me. I'll go out into... I need this thing alive for Magearna. Tinkle Tackle? We're going to KOKO. We live the rocks damage. Wild Charge. Oh, this thing's so bad. I need this thing alive for Magearna in this game. But I don't really have a solid switch into his Landorus. Goes for U-turn. Yeah, he's... So the question is does he have... Because I could have probably just hazed. No, he's Thunderbolt too. So I couldn't have hazed. So he's non-Ice Beam. This thing's gonna Smart Strike me. I don't want that to happen. So we'll go Toxapex. Or he just default Kartana. Interesting. That's really interesting. He gives me a Scald on his Charizard. And he's Mega Charizard X. So great. Okay, we can recover up next to you. We'll set up Toxic Spikes too for your Gren. You do not knock us out unless you're +1 Earthquake. So you can continue to Earthquake, as it's never gonna knock me out. Unless you hit a crit. Don't speak that to life. I'm actually gonna make a double out into Lando here to get an Intimidate off, just in case he wants to start Dragon Dancing. It also wastes an Earthquake. So now I'll double back out the Toxapex. Shows Dragon Claw. That does nothing to me. At -1, we should be able to live more attacks as well. It gives me a Scald on Kartana. The question is how much does Brave Bird do to Kartana? We know he's not Choice Scarf, but it's just a set there. Super Sonic Sky Strike could possibly knock out here. But I want to get a burn off, just so we're not as threatened by this thing. We are unable to get a burn. Can we get a burn on this though? Nice. So if this is physical type of KOKO, we are able to successfully handle it. He goes for HP Ice, that's fine by me. We'll Volt Switch here as he goes hard into Mega Charizard X. That gives me back into Toxapex. 2-click Toxic Spikes. Once we get 2 Toxic Spikes up, since he wants to roost, we can go out to Lando. Goes back out into Kartana. Gives me a Scald. He ends up Smart Striking for no reason. We're still unable to get a burn on him, and he forfeits. So, very interesting on his team. I like the default Kartana, but he was unable to execute it. Of course, saying the Volcarona hasn't been showing up lately, we end up facing one. I'm going to lead KOKO as he leads Lando. His Intimidate happened after our Electric Surge, so we know he's slower than us. He goes out in a Rotom Wash, which gives us Magearna to Volt Switch. Don't really have a grass move on the team, so that's fairly interesting. He ends up Volt Switching on us, and he could go hard Lando if he wanted to. I feel like he's the Landorus that has enough speed. Okay, so he gives me the disguise on Mimikyu, which is interesting. Oh, this is my Magearna, darn. Well, we'll go into Toxapex and click Scald. If he wants the Swords Dance up, I'll refuse that with a nice haze. I feel like he wouldn't start attacking me, so I'm gonna set up a Toxic Spike. A Scald on Lando would have been nice, so I'm mad I didn't go for the Scald there. But we'll go on to our own Lando if he just wants to set up Stealth Rocks. But okay, so he's playing really bold with his Landorus, because he went hard into it on a Scald. He has the HP Ice too for my Lando. At -1, he shouldn't be able to even handle our Toxapex now, as he just U-turns. So that's fine by me. If you want to give me, if he wants to go Magearna, oh, he's just damage doing. I'm gonna assume that he's. Nah, I'm actually gonna scout that. You know what? I'm gonna scout it. This better be safe than sorry. Toxapex, Wall, no Spadef, none whatsoever against a Magearna. Shift Gear Thunderbolt. Yeah, that's still Shift Gear damage. We'll go out to Magearna, or well, our own Magearna, as he does do the Ice Beam stuff. Because I have 2 4 times weak to Ice Mons. He actually has Flash Cannon too, and he's AV. Okay. So, if he's faster than us here, we'll Volt Switch and then click Landorus and fire off a. I still want to click HP Ice on his Lando coming in, but I can't risk it. Actually, I can. I can risk it here just because it's not Shift Gear Magearna. Thank you. There we go. And hopefully we're faster. And we are. Good. So, because we're leftovers, we are getting recovery back. He has Mimikyu, but he's already busted. He's going to fire off a Never-Ending Nightmare. We should be able to eat that fairly well. And if we're able to live another Never-Ending Nightmare, we can live a Shadow Claw. Even on a crit, we were able to live it. We'll recover up, and recover up again. Nothing really beats this outside. Okay, yeah, and he just forfeits, knowing that nothing can really beat this. We'll get one more. I know this has been a fairly long live, but since this is going to be my main account for laddering now, I want to try to get some good points on it. And since we are fairly able to slide through the low ladder with this team, we are going to try this again, of course, on the higher ladder, as we still are only at 1268, and higher ladder is like 1600, 1700. So, being able to fairly get up there with this team shows that it may be able to work. Maybe other people can find things wrong with it. I'm just going to go straight into Toxapex, as he just U-turns. I didn't want to get bullet punched on our Scissor, well, on my KOKO. It would have been nice to find out if he was scarfed or not, but to a later date shall we find that out. I want to Scald so badly here, as he just sets up his rocks. Good. So it gives me a Scald on his Donphan. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get the burn. We'll go out into Landorus on his Thundurus. Let's not switch into this. AV Magearna. He goes for HP Ice. Fine by me. It does not have the Volt Absorb. He goes for the yellow color. That's annoying. And very also annoying there that we get paralyzed. We'll attempt for the Volt Switch again, as I believe Donphan is faster than us now. He goes for U-turn. Can you give me Gren damage or Pidgeot damage? No. He goes Scissor. We do have HP Fire on it for Scissor, and that did a lot to it. So we'll go out into our Toxapex will set up Toxic Spikes, so he has to Rapid Spin with Donphan, hopefully forcing him to Rapid Spin in front of us instead of clicking. That's fine. You want to go into this. I expect you to have HP. If you're HP Ice, Thunder Wave, U-turn, I expect you to have Thunderbolt as your last move, unless you're just hardly bluffing it, but you want to keep going out to Toxapex if you didn't have it. Magearna here, he still keeps going for the HP Ice. I'm gonna click Ice Beam now, as there's the Thunderbolt. Ice Beam is able to do a solid chunk to him, and we'll click Volt Switch now. Because once we get rocks up, well, now we are able to get rocks up. If you want to go into Gren, we'll just go straight back out into Magearna. It goes out into Gren, which is fine. I'll go out into Magearna, sack it, Rock Polish up in regular DNC form. You're also Battle Bond Ninja, and we should be able to live this hit in regular. And then we're actually unable to live this hit in regular. Interesting. So we do know you are Scarfed. Well, you are Specs. Thought we would be able to live that hit. Battle Bond Ash is also very threatening to this team. Now looking at it, Scissor comes in on a huge Scald. Gets burnt, which is unfortunate for him. But he goes for knockoff, and we are able to knock him out with the Scald. Or thought we were. If you just want to knock off again, we'll recover it up. I don't think you have Roost on this since you're banded. It goes out into Pidgeot. And starts firing up Hurricanes. We end up getting confused and hit ourselves in confusion, so the next Hurricane is able to knock us out. We'll attempt to recover. And hopefully we are able to recover. I see this thing winning with extreme speed, especially because Ash Great Ninja is already poisoned. It goes Donphan, who gets poisoned. We ended up recovering. I'll go Landorus. He could Ice Shard here, but I don't want to risk anything. He just Rapid Spins away that Spike. We already poisoned everything we want to poison. We'll set up rocks to annoy his Mega Pidgeot. As he goes Cofagrigus, we'll back out into Toxapex. Guess for Willow, fine by me. We'll set up Toxic Spikes. Hex hits a crit. Just ever so annoying. We are faster, so we can recover stall this Hex. Unless he has Nasty Plot, then we're screwed. We also don't have DNC to hit this thing. He's max Fizz Def, so nothing's really gonna hurt this. If we recover stall all of his hexes away, that'd be nice. Although we do have less hexes than he does. We do have less recovers than he has hexes right now. Recover. This is unfortunately what we have to do right now. Hex. Recover. Hex. We have to recover again. Okay, and I still don't trust it. Goes for Hex now, hits a crit, so we just lost all that recovery. We just have 6 recovers, he has 6 hexes. I'm gonna recover again. And then after this one, if he doesn't hit a crit. Okay, now we should be fair enough to live one. Can we get a burn to cancel out your leftovers? No. We'll recover though. As well, we have one more recover than he has hexes. Recover. This is really boring, I know. So I'm trying to skip it up and speed it. Pretty much now that he has no hexes, he is not a threat to our team at all. I expect you to go for Rapid Spin, so we'll knock you out with Scald. Now that he has no hexes, we should be fine. We'll set up a Toxic Spike here, as Hurricane's unable to knock us out. Maybe that wasn't the play, because, I mean, all it does is annoy the Cofagrigus. We'll actually go out into KOKO and click Wild Charge. As he gets Scissor, just fine. Goes on to Ashgren. Question is, what move does he go for? If he lands his Hydro Pump, he wins. So, go on to Lando. As he lands another Hydro Pump. Ash against Zygarde. Offensive Dragon Dance. Extreme Speed is 38 to 45. I mean, he doesn't have any hexes, so it's fine. We can just continue to Dragon Dance up until we are content. We do now outspeed the so he's Haze. Haze what? Pain Split? Because you're slowly dying to... Because it doesn't matter. Once this goes down, we go out into... You're losing less health than we are. Ashgren also gets put in range of... Thousand Arrows knocks out here. I believe we are in range of... But Ashgren gets knocked out to Poison plus Extreme Speed. Whatever move he wants to go for will go out into KOKO. I mean, it was a good play on his part to save the Scissor for a sack. The question is now, is he able to handle the... I mean, Zygarde... We have a max HP. Pidgeot. Hurricane is 30 to 35. So darn, if we were actually able to live with more HP. Okay, so just goes out to Mega Pidgeot. Hurricane is the only thing that would be able to knock us out here. He can't afford to go for U-turn or Heat Wave. So Hurricane's his play. Wild Charge is able to knock that out. So Ashgren comes in. We'll click U-turn if he is unable to land a Hydro Pump. He should just click Dark Pulse, as that is always going to land. Water Shuriken is his play, and the question is how much does he take from Extreme Speed? Ash. 38 to 45. If we aren't even burnt. So because we're burnt, does 24. Water Shuriken hits twice as always, and he is able to win. So that's a good game. We were able to play around the burn from Cofagrigus. He sends me 3 GGs. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy, let me know what you guys think of the team down below. Like, subscribe if you're new. And that's pretty much it for me. I'm the Mighty Glass Scorer, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.